Hello beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel, and on today's video we're going to make some samosa and spring rolls wrap. But in this particular video I'm going to show you how to make the perfect spring roll wrap. In your clean bowl you're going to add 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and you're going to combine that until it's fully combined, and then you add water. In this particular recipe I added a cup of water. You should add the water gradually so that you don't over add, because after the 1 cup of water I added more because I felt I needed that, but I don't advise you to do that. Just mix it thoroughly and beat it, and then you now decide if you need more water or the water you added is just enough. So you want a thick consistency, not a runny consistency, because if the batter is runny, when you want to spread it on the pan, it doesn't really go smoothly. That is for me. So I think you need approximately 1 cup of water, and then maybe a little more if depending on the kind of flour you use. You see in this video I had to add some flour because I felt the mixture is a bit thick and it will not spread easily on the pan. Meanwhile, some people actually want that consistency I was running away from, but it all depends on how it works for you, because I feel like this particular wrap batter, it's basically now depending on how comfortable you are or how the flour the batter feels in your palm when you want to spread. But another secret I learned is make sure you beat your batter properly. Make sure you beat the batter properly. Use cold water. You can use ordinary water, but you can use cold water as well, and then allow it to also rest for a good 30 minutes so that the gluten will form and the texture of the batter will be stretchy in a way. And when you allow it to rest, there is this elasticity that comes with the batter, and that makes you to have a thin layer of your batter on the pan. So while your batter is resting, you're going to make your filling, and in this filling we're going to add some vegetable oil in the pot, some spring onions, and then chicken breast. This is not strictly vegetable spring rolls, that's why I'm adding the chicken breast. You can add beef, you can just do ordinary vegetable. In this video I'm not really teaching you how to make the filling, it's mostly about the batter, but you're going to still see how I made the filling for this particular spring rolls. Keep stirring the chicken until it turns white from pink, because that's when you know that it's fully cooked. That's when you know that it's actually no longer raw. So you keep stirring so that it doesn't stick to the pan. I added some garlic because you need a lot of garlic. You can never go wrong with using garlic, and some people prefer a lot of garlic, especially in Asian cuisines. You'd want to use garlic so that you bring out the flavor in whatever you're cooking. So keep stirring. I will do a lot of stirring here, so just do as you like. You see that the juices from the chicken is out. You add your stock cube. I just use a measuring spoon to add as much as you want or add as little as you want. This is cooking, and in my place we just go with our instincts. We do not have measurements for seasonings and salts. You just do what you like. You know what you taste, you know what you like. Add some crushed pepper. I added a seed or two of dried pepper because it's very hot, so I added it to the chicken, and I do not add too much. You can go as wild as you want. You can decide to add soy sauce, all the sauces, but I did not have it at my disposal. So, and that is to show you how unnecessary it is. It's a matter of choice. Do not allow anybody to stress you. But this is just fine. You can decide to add all of that, but I did not add. Now I added my veggies, that's my shredded cabbage, my carrots, and the remaining spring onions I had prepared down. They've been washed and drained, and now I added them. You'd make sure you stir until everything is well combined and you have an even looking filling. You'll see with time, if you just leave it there without stirring, the chicken below is going to just burn. So you want to keep tossing it around so that the fire will be touch all the vegetables if it makes any sense. If you notice, I'm using a very tiny pot, so do as you please. So I added some salt, some sugar, and more seasoning cube. Sorry, that was sugar, not salt. Then I added some curry powder. This, like I said, is just you wing it. There is no science to this. There is no particular way of doing this thing. Just add what you like, the seasoning you love. Just do it. It's yours. But make sure you taste so that it doesn't become too salty. And your filling is ready. Your spring roll filling is ready. You don't have to do too much. Honestly speaking, you don't have to do too much. This is just it. In some recipes, you don't even need to add this chicken because some recipes are strictly vegetables for the spring rolls. This is just a twist. This is another way that people still make it. So it's your choice and the budget you're working for, especially if you're making it commercially. Our filling is looking very colorful and very beautiful. Now let's get into the wraps. You can see how stretchy this looks. I'm lifting it so that you'd see the stretch. So at this point, I was finding it difficult to show how I'm cutting this in this video. Like, I'm very it was stressful, but yeah, we continue. This is me just testing to see if the pan is hot, and this is what happens when you put the batter in a hot pan. It will peel with the pan, but when you see it's too hot, you just take the pan out of the fire and drop it by the side for some seconds for the temperature to regulate. And when it does, you rub your batter. You don't even have to rub the batter on the fire. You can shift it to the burner that is not on, and you rub. After you rub your batter, you'd notice it's becoming white from the middle, and gradually it will spread. When it is completely white, you can easily lift it up and take it out. Now watch how I rub this. Your palm is not directly rubbing the hot pan, but you are just using the batter on your hands to gradually rub the hot pan. I don't know if that makes sense, but just watch what I'm doing closely so that you better understand it. For spring rolls filling, you're just making smaller sizes, that's just in the middle of the pan. But for samosa, you're going to rub outside. So what I'm going to do is I'll advise you to keep pausing and then until you get the hang of it. Now this is the wrapping process of your spring rolls. I just feel this is something you just need to keep watching so that you'd understand better. You'd have a mixture of flour and water by the side that you will use to seal your spring rolls. This recipe will take you a lot of watching, slowing down, rewinding, and until you get a proper grasp of what is done. You add your filling, and then you first roll, you bring in the two sides, then you roll it before you use your glue. In this case, you glue it and then you roll again. You have your sprinkles. You and repeat until you exhaust all your um wraps. I was trying to show you how it looks, and you just keep doing that. Watch closely. Please, you can slow this down, or you rewind so that you better understand what I did. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you've gotten to this point, kindly drop a nice comment for me. It will encourage me, honestly. And any recipe you want, you can drop it in the comment section, and make sure you try this recipe and let me know the outcome, please. Now I allow my sister to try. This is strictly for consumption in the house, and I know her nails look awful, but yeah, just ignore it, please. um Basically, I don't have much to say at all. This is me allowing her to do it so that you can see that it's actually very easy to do. Maybe my technique is complex, but she learns from me, so you can actually pick a thing from what she just did. Just add your filling. When you add your filling, you roll. She's even doing a better job than what I did. I was very exhausted that day, and I was already tired. I just wanted to be done and over with. So, pardon me if. So, this is our outcome. This is your beautiful samosa and spring rolls. You can freeze this or fry it immediately. So, like I said, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe.